If showing up online feels heavier for you than you know it should, or if sitting down to post something and your brain just says, nope, not today, or if you're someone that keeps putting things off even though you know it matters, then you're going to want to listen to this video because there is a very specific reason for the frustrations that you are experiencing. And it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you lack discipline. And in most cases, it's not because you need to work harder. And it's certainly not because you don't know what you're doing. In most cases, it is because visibility, as most women experience it, is carrying far more weight than it really should. Let me explain what I mean by that. Now, this week, I saw something that really brought this into focus for me because my two children, Millie, who's 10, and Isaac, who's 7, had their Lambda examinations. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Lambda, it is basically public speaking, standing up, delivering a script that you've been learnt. Isaac's was solo, Millie's was a group piece. Millie did Animal Farm, Isaac recited a poem. And they're standing up on a stage being watched. There were about 75 people in the room, I suppose. They were being evaluated. And at 7 and 10 years old, my two treated it like a play date. They were excited. There was no hesitation. Isaac acted his things out. There was absolutely no overthinking, no spiraling about whether they were good enough. They just believed they'd done the work, they had what they needed, and they did it. And as I sat there as a super proud mum, I was fascinated. Because somewhere between their age and running a business age, something within us shifts. We start attaching meaning to visibility. We start thinking, what if this goes wrong? What if people judge me? What if this isn't good enough? What if nobody responds? And suddenly, something that should feel quite natural to us starts to feel exhausting. But here's the important part. It's not the visibility itself that's exhausting you. It's everything else that sits around it. Because when you sit down to post something, you're not just posting. You're making dozens of small decisions. What do I say? Who is this for? Is this valuable enough? This is a cat who clearly likes visibility as well. She's just landed. She's clearly not afraid of visibility, is she? What do I say? Who is this for? Is this content valuable enough? Have I said this before? Is this aligned with my business? The big one, what will people think? And your brain is trying to process all of that all at the same time. And that's a huge amount of invisible work. The brain doesn't like that. So it does what it's designed to do, and it resists. It slows you down. It distracts you with lots of other things, and it makes you want to avoid it. It's essentially trying to keep you safe. And this, I believe, is where most visibility advice goes wrong, because it tells you to just push through, be more consistent, post more, show up every day, be like the cat, just arrive. But it doesn't remove the thing that is making it hard for you. It doesn't remove the decision load. And if you don't remove that load, well, your brain is going to keep pushing back. So instead of trying to be more disciplined, what actually works is reducing the amount of thinking that is required. And this is where calm systems come in. Because good content systems don't just tell you what to post. It removes the need to decide what to post. It gives your content somewhere to live, a structure, a rhythm, a direction. So instead of sitting down and saying, what should I say today? You're continuing something that already exists. And that changes how your brain responds completely. Your brain doesn't resist continuation, it resists starting from nothing. And this is something I've been leaning into more myself recently. I've been allowing parts of my business to run without me constantly inferring and changing and tweaking, because those parts that are automated in my business, they know their role, they know what they're doing, and they don't need me. The automated parts are doing what they're designed to do within my business. And that in turn has given me more space, more time to think, more time to focus on my clients, and more time to actually be present in the day and go listen to my kids' Lambda examinations and Millie's dance competitions and spend time with Brucey, my horse. And interestingly, my visibility hasn't suffered. It hasn't decreased. If anything, I'm showing up more because I'm supported. It's not forced. And I think that is the shift that more women need in their businesses right now. It's not about more content or more effort. It's about giving you better support. Because when you are supported in your business, it becomes lighter. And when it becomes lighter, you stop resisting it. And when you stop resisting it, consistency becomes much easier. Not because you're pushing harder, but because it no longer feels like it's draining you. So if you're sitting there right now feeling like visibility is something you're avoiding, I want you to just pause and ask yourself one question. Is it visibility you're avoiding, or is it the weight that is attached to it? Because those two are very, very different things. And once you can separate them, everything starts to feel a little bit more manageable. Now, I always say this, if you enjoy this kind of calm, practical thinking about running a business, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because this is exactly the kind of content that I look at here each and every week. And if you're currently showing up, but your conversations aren't turning into clients the way you would hope they would, I've put something together that walks you through that step by step. There'll be a link somewhere below this video. And finally, if you reach the point where you don't even want to be the one finding the right people to have conversations with, then there's something I now support behind the scenes as well. I've been talking about it. It's called the Connection Scout. If this topic interests you, I've created a full series on calm AI systems for business. You can watch the next video coming up in that series. Be here in just a moment.